Meanwhile, call him Mr. Healthcare, signed up, ready to go. Just one thing about Chad. He thinks the media's been had, and so has Lady Gaga. Well, the administration whooping it up over this guy reportedly signing it up. But wait, there's a catch with this Obamacare poster boy. To reasons Peter Soderman, who's been doing a little bit of digging. So this Chad fellow, it turns out to have been a volunteer working behind the scenes for the president and his Obamacare. It's not all it's slated to be. Explain.
So this young man, 21-year-old from Georgia, tweeted out on Monday evening that he had signed up for health insurance through Obamacare's exchange. And that's interesting because Georgia has a federally run exchange. It's one of 36 states in which the federal government's running the exchange. And so this story sort of percolated through the media apparatus. There was a story about him in the Washington Post, another story in the Huffington Post. Politico interviewed him. The @Obamacare Twitter feed featured his tweet in its Twitter feed, and so he was a rare individual because it's been really hard for reporters to find people who have successfully completed and purchased insurance through these federally run exchanges because, as we know, they've been very glitchy. Well, I spoke to this young man's father this morning, and what I found out was that they had not yet actually enrolled in insurance. The young man spoke to the Washington Post this afternoon and basically confirmed it. He says that he never actually said he purchased insurance, but what he's now admitting is, I have not purchased insurance. And what he also says is that his father has not even selected a plan, which is interesting because he told multiple news outlets, that his father had in fact selected and also enrolled in insurance through this federal exchange in Georgia.
Well, that's called a lie because the way he explained it to the Washington Post was that he had found a plan for about $175 a month that he liked, but it didn't include, I think, dental and some other things, but he liked it. So it was the cheapest so-called broad coverage plan available. So he did go into some details. Now, I guess you could play the whole Clintonian, that depends what the meaning of the word is, and say whether you closed the health care plan or not and got it. But he led a lot of people to believe that there were some delays, but he had it and it was well worth it and very affordable. That's not good. That's a huge distortion.
At very best here, to be very generous, there was confusion and mixed messages in which this young man, seemed to indicate, or people certainly believed that he had successfully enrolled in insurance in one of the federal exchanges. And that turns out not to be the case. He now says he has selected a plan, that he knows which one he's going to enroll in, I guess, but that the process hasn't been completed. What we saw, surrounding this was that, the media apparatus featured him, and he, like I said, he was featured, in interviews in the Huffington Post, in Politico.
Well, he seemed like a very
Washington
nice
Post.
kid. No, he seemed like a nice kid. You're talking about, but look, I mean, a lie is a lie. Whatever. Thank you, my friend. Always good having you on.
Thank you.